4. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the EGpodthunder with your boy, the young light-skinned Key Sweat. Here to my left, my guy, Jon Hope. He is, I would say, the best word to summarize him, a creator. He has his own clothing line, actor, rapper, philanthropist, author, educator, most importantly, dad, and the way he said it, him, was his word that he likes to be able to use.
What's up, man? I like that.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you came through, man. It was organic, man, which is what I love. Which I talked about right before we went live. Just building organic relationships and like networking, which is key, and making stuff new, fresh, and just growing organically instead of just making something like forced. And being a creator, do you think that's something where people like focus too much on? They're trying to make it like right now, and they're trying to blow up off like one reel, opposed to like doing stuff organically for the love of it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think I've been blessed to, first off, thanks for having me on. But I think one of the things that's happening right now as creators is that everybody wants that viral moment. Mm-hmm. And you if you get that, that's great. You know what I mean? And if it happens, that's cool. But a lot of times people aren't prepared to follow up and to be consistent. And so for me, I've been blessed to, really lay everything brick by brick and build a solid foundation of, a sustainable career. Like, this is actually how I make money, how, my livelihood, how I support my daughter, how I support myself is through the brand of being Jon Hope. You know what I'm saying? And it's been awesome because I wasn't chasing a dollar amount. I wasn't chasing, clicks or like a viral moment or clout or anything like that. Really, really has been an organic buildup. Yeah,
man, because I feel like, like we were just saying right before we went live, it ends up becoming like a job. And even with the podcast, sometimes I'll go off and not post a clip for like 2 or 3 days, and then I'll bump out like 5 in a row. And obviously, as you know, you got to feed the beast. So you stay on people's pages, you stay on the algorithm and stuff like that. But it's never a thing where if I don't post, I'm like, shit, I'm losing money. I want to do this like blow organically, like I said, and have funny clips, sports clips, motivational clips, but it's all shit I like. I listen to Joe Rogan, popular podcaster. He has a whole shit ton of people. You never know who he's gonna have on. It's because he finds them entertaining, and that's why he blew up. And that's what I'm trying to do with my brand as well. Like, if I have you on, everything you do, you're a creator of everything, which we could talk about. But then I have musicians on, strictly clothing brands. So like, I'm trying to build Rhode Island. That's my biggest goal. I'm trying to build Rhode Island, which I know you are too. But then I have, like I said, athletes. I have small businesses. I've had restaurant owners on before, and I find those shits interesting. And then, trying to, get them the publicity and try to get them the notoriety to blow up, hopefully, and I become that guy where I'm trying to put other people on.
Yeah, I think, again, it's that whole organic approach, that's super important. I think what you're doing is really amazing. I see the range of people that, come on your show. And I think that's what the thread, though, is authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, it's just been authentic. Everybody's been true. Real,
thank you, bro.
And that's why I'm here. You know what I mean?
And I was just ask, like, what caught your attention? Because I'm always wondering what catches people's attention to follow the page. Obviously, I'm sure you think that same way.
Yeah,
and it's like, what made them follow the page? What made them even catch their attention?
Well, for me, I think it's about presentation. I think your presentation is dope. I think that you have a unique voice, a perspective about Rhode Island. And even though it's homegrown and Rhode Island based, someone from Wichita, Kansas, someone from, London can identify. So I think for me, that's what I've always been, I've always gravitated towards, is that being, even though I'm Rhode Island and I love it, I'm from PVD, that's what I rep, but I want to inspire the world.
Hell,
what I'm saying? I want to inspire the world. So the conversations that I have, they're very, they're specific to Rhode Island, but also someone who's not from here can still be intrigued and interested and connected.
Yeah, 100%. I had the same mindset. And isn't it crazy when you see analytics and you're like, yo, this person from London just checked me out, bro. This person from Brazil.
You're like, what?
How'd you even find it? Like,
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. It's crazy when people are like, oh, it's like round base. It's like, no, I got viewers from everywhere, which is wild. Right. I was in Barcelona with my brother, and someone somehow like recognized me. There's like, I've had like 6 people recognize me. Like, that's a solid amount, thing. It's cool.
That's a great amount.
Yeah, bro. And someone recognized, I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, my brother was like, wait, for real? And I'm like, crazy. Someone doing it in a bathroom one time, recognized me at Black Sheep. He was just staring at. Have you had this happen to you? And someone just staring at you, and you're like, are we gonna fight right now?
Yeah. You don't know what type of energy we on. Oh yeah.
I'm like, yo, are we fighting? Did I talk to your girl or something? I don't know what the fuck happened here. And then he's like, yo, what's up, bro? You got a podcast, right? And I'm like, oh. Yeah. Kind of ease up a little bit. I'm like, oh yeah, bro, appreciate it. He's like, yeah, man, shit's fire. Love that shit. Keep it up. And I'm like, oh, dang, that's fire.
That's very encouraging, but it's always awkward, man. Sometimes when I'm in the gym, especially with the many things that I do, right? Yeah. Being the in-game arena host for PC, like you don't know what the entry point, you know what I'm saying, that people have towards you. So you walking around, I'm in Target, someone's like, just staring for an extended amount of time. And, we live in a crazy world. So you on edge. You like, hold up, man. What we doing right now?
Exactly, bro. So, what would you rather have? Like them just come up to you immediately and be like, yo, I seen your shit?
Yeah. Then the gradual, because I don't know what's going on, especially if I'm with my daughter. I got heightened senses.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? I'm on a different type of time, you know what I mean? So
I can imagine, bro. I'm by myself, and I'm like, yo, what's going on here? Right. Never mind, if I've had a daughter or a son, definitely must make you feel weird. And then you're like, is he staring at my daughter or something? Then
yeah. There's a lot of things that go into that, you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, when the outcome is positive, I think, all of us, some validation is good. You know 100%. What I'm saying? I know that you do it for yourself, but for someone to be like, hey, man, I like your content. I like your song. I like what you do. It's like, okay, I'm onto something. 100%. It's a good indication that you're heading in the right way. You know what I'm saying? I don't need your validation, but, it's just an indicator that I'm heading in the right direction.
Do you remember like your first... I don't like saying fan. I don't know if that's just me. I don't like someone calling me a fan. I'm like, I'm a supporter of your shit. Like, I want to be a fan. Yeah. But do you remember like your first supporter that came up to you in person? Like one of the few ones. Like, anyone like stand out and you're like, oh, that was dope.
Yeah, I think for me, there was a guy. Yeah, there was a guy named Billy Jones. Rest in peace, man. That was my guy. And so my birth name is Harrison or Harry, right? And this dude, I had put out a mixtape. So I put out a mixtape. It was my first mixtape, and I'm like hand to hand selling, passing it out. You know what I'm saying?
Back in the day,
man. And he was just like, when he called me John or when he called me Hope, like he was like, yo, Hope, man, like, yo, you're the man. Like, you know what I mean? Like he bought into what I was doing, and I'll never forget that, man. So yeah, shout out Billy Jones, rest in peace.
Yeah, that's dope, man. The first person who said something to me, I was in Miami because I'm a Dolphin fan, and I had I'm pretty cool with the 2002 Dolphin Fan of the Year. And so I've had her on the podcast a couple times, so I know she has a huge fan base or supporter base. Yep. And I was over there for her tailgate, and a couple people recognized me from the podcast. Like, oh, let me take a picture. I'm like, oh, that's pretty dope. Like,
that is dope.
Was not expecting that at all.
It's dope, man. And the shades, man. Where the shades come from? Because I love it, man.
Bro.
It really makes you pop out. It's unique. Like, talk to me about the shades.
Yeah, man. So for the longest time, it was probably 5 months into the podcast. I was doing it, and it's so funny. I'm not sure if you do the same thing. I always say we when I'm talking about me in the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always say we, but we
keep doing it.
Yeah, man. We was 5 months in. Yeah. And I had the Plauscher twins down. Shout out to them. One of the most popular guests in Italia. And we was going for like 4 or 5 hours. It was like 2:30 in the morning.
Okay.
I think we were just tired, but like still going.
Right.
And I had the shades on. Like I had the shades like close by. And we're like, oh, let's just put some shades on. Like, fucking, why not? And then four of us had the shades on. Yeah. And then from that moment on, I'm like, oh, this is so much better now because my mom watches all the podcasts. And
shout out to mom.
Shout out to mom, baby. And she'd be like, what are you looking at? because like sometimes I look down if I have like notes or whatever, or if I'm like looking at the board, if I'm looking at the computer. She's like, "What are you looking?" It's so distracting. So after that one, I'm like, now you can't even see my eyes.
Right.
So like now I can look wherever.
Right.
Now I can look wherever, and like you don't have to get distracted for the viewer, which a lot of people don't think about that when they're doing stuff as well. It's like, how's the viewer taking this in?
Right.
Because if you're talking, I'm just looking elsewhere. If I'm like looking at something in the background, they're probably like, what is he looking at?
Right.
So now it's like, it looks cool. It's kind of like the brand, kind of like the gimmick with it as well.
Nah, man.
And people
I love
recognize you, man. Yeah,
I love it, bro. I love it, man. Keep doing it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you, man.
Cause it's so crazy. When I first started making music, when I first really started building my brand, I so wanted something like that. Right? Like I was like, yo, should I dye my hair? Should I do this? Should I, but I realized that, just me. It's actually, and everybody has their own thing. And I'm not saying one is better than the other, but I think we all arrive at a particular place, sooner or later or whatever the case may be. And I can always salute when someone has something. And I'm going to tell you, man, you have something. You know what I mean?
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Yeah. I was actually wondering that, like when you first started or now, like, I'm not sure if you're even Kanye does it. Kanye does every album is like a different gimmick. Mm-hmm. And people don't understand it's like, bro, it's a gimmick. Yeah. People buy into it, and every time he goes off on Twitter, I'm like, bro, you guys don't get marketing. He's doing it on purpose.
Right.
He's doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Like he's just to get you guys talking, and you get to talking. He does it every damn time, and you guys always fall for it. And I'm the biggest Kanye guy. But it's just funny when people fall for his shit. Sure. Obviously, he's doing it. So, like, did you ever have that moment? You're like, I got to do a gimmick for this album. Like, obviously, you said you tried to find a gimmick, and then it's kind of use your gimmick. But you have anything where, like, do you change up, like, your outfits for this album? Do you do something different where it's like, you're following, like, a trend for this specific album?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say a gimmick, but it's a different approach or a different message with each thing. And sometimes if it's a conceptual piece, you know what I'm saying, I lock in, I hone in on that, so it might be like one of my projects that I put out 2017 called Savage Beauty. Like it was all about, green, the color green, like, you know what I mean? It'll be like subtle things because like I said, I'm not growing my hair. It's not dreads. I'm not dyeing it. You know what I mean? Like I've pretty much, for the most part, looked like this. So it's always been the messaging that's been different, or like a concept that I went into. You know what I mean? Last album, Hope All Is Well. Everything was THS, that hope shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like the mantra. You know what I mean? If you're a Jon Hope supporter, that's like our own language. And so this time, with this next project, man, it's a little bit more personal. It's a little bit different. So the message is gonna be different. You know what I'm saying?
So that's you. But do you think the reason why I talk about it with my brother all the time? He'd be like, why don't you watch like because I'm a big podcasting listener as well.
Yeah.
And I like listening to people kind of peel back like the story a little bit. So
sure.
like hearing like the background and stuff like that. I don't listen to rappers ever on podcasts or interviews.
Tell me why.
Because I think they're always having a gimmick. And they're using that gimmick 24/7.
Wow.
So kind of like thing with the Kanye thing where it's like, or 6ix9ine is a perfect example where he's doing a radio show. He's on Breakfast Club. He's in gimmick that entire time. He's not being himself. He's doing it to sell his brand.
Yeah.
He's doing it like the entire time, and he's not being himself. He's just gonna be crazy the entire time.
Yeah.
Kanye, I tried to listen to that Joe Rogan podcast. And I'm the biggest Kanye guy, and I'm like, yo, this is fucking absurd. I can't even comprehend what he's fucking saying.
Right.
So like, listen to, I think I read 50's book. I believe a little bit more because he's peeling back the layers and he's saying stuff he did on purpose. When I did the thing with Kanye, that was all fake.
Yeah,
and like
branding,
people, branding, and people
marketing,
aren't saying
strategy.
that shit typically. Like they're not gonna go on Breakfast Club while he's doing it and be like, yo, I'm doing this. So during that feud with Kanye, he's just gonna be over the top to sell his product.
Right.
He's not telling the truth. So I'm not gonna waste my time hearing someone a gimmick the entire time. I'm a big wrestling fan, but like after like their storyline, maybe a couple months later, they'll talk about what they did.
Yeah.
They never do that shit with rappers. No one's ever talking about it.
Right.
Even when 6ix9ine got in trouble, he's not on podcast next being like, yo, I kind of fucked up really bad, man. He's on his IG live, still going crazy.
Right. He doubled down.
He doubles down, triples down on it. So like,
I
just told him, like, rappers, they have gimmicks. They have gimmicks
100%. I guess it's about the word gimmick, right? So for me, I wouldn't say I have a gimmick. I have an agenda, right? I have an agenda that I want to like when I come on a platform, I definitely have an agenda. But for me, it's like, it's funny. So a lot of the artists that you reference, you know what I mean? Those are like extreme examples of like the branding and marketing. You know, for me, it's been a slow burn. And the reason why is because I didn't do that.
But would you rather, so obviously we're talking about people want viral moments. You don't want a viral moment. You want to be yourself. You want to be him and be Jon Hope. That's that guy. And then you don't have to be something over the top. But like something I've always heard in like marketing, it has to be yourself turned up to 100.
I'm sorry, say that again?
It has to be like yourself turned up to 100.
To 100, so like, correct. Yeah.
You're calling off this is you, but like you're not being someone you're not, but you're being over the top.
Yeah, it's exaggerated.
Exaggerated for sure.
Yeah.
But so like you don't think you wouldn't want to be like, obviously Future is the toxic guy. That's like his brand at this point.
Right.
You don't want to be like, you wouldn't be like that toxic dude or like.
Nah. I think for me, like, so what.
I'm saying you wouldn't want to be that toxic dude to blow up. And then you can be like, you know what? I'll change where I'm going at now. So I blew up as a toxic dude. But I know I have that, you know, the skill set behind me where I can now become Jon Hope after that. Like you would have traded up just to blow up and then have everything.
Nah, not at all. I think that's a good question too, and I appreciate it. But for me, I think it's about the trust. Building a brand that you can trust. So like when you no matter what, so your entry point right now is you know, you're coming into the Jon Hope world or I'm on your radar year 15, right? But I've built up so much of a foundation where, like, you know, if I drop merch or if I have it's called vertical integration, right? So if we want to talk about marketing and things of that nature, right? So like, you know, whatever the touch point is, it could be, you know, me as an artist, me hosting an event, me acting, or whatever the case may be. But there's a trust there that you know you're going to get high quality content, high quality, you know, and I've built that. A dude like 6ix9ine, we're going to use him as an example. Yeah. He doesn't have that trust. He needs those viral moments to be sustainable. I don't necessarily need that. Someone like a Nipsey Hussle, someone like a Nas, someone like a Kendrick Lamar, a j.cole, right? j.cole, he's not coming with this like extra thing, but he's still selling out Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? So I think you just got to pick, you know, and then the example you use, Drake even said it. You know what I'm saying? We were listening to Drake, you know, switch up and shoot the wrong fucking video and people will decide how they want to market you. So for me, I'm very like cognizant of how my brand is being, you know what I'm saying, is being presented. That being said, the climate that we're in, it's a slow burn. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to take me a little longer than the guy who's going to shoot himself in the mouth and go on World Star and then get all the clips. You know what I'm saying? Because like people nowadays, they're jumping out the window, they're doing all kinds of shit. But wild. Yeah, but that's not the avenue I'm trying to inspire.
Yeah, 100%. Man, it's crazy. Even like for me, like I'll see the clips because I have pretty solid views on my shit, and I have like almost like 4 million. And that was one day I was on the.
I like that. Wait, say that one more time.
I got 4 million overall views.
4 M's.
Only for a year, bro. I think that's pretty solid.
That's very solid.
That's pretty solid, man. And like those months, I was taking like 100,000, like overall, like 100,000, like impressions on Instagram. But
Look at that.
Yeah, man, it was going crazy. It still is. I mean, still like that much.
Look at that.
Since that point, it started going off. I'm like, oh shit, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And I was looking on. I'm like, I was on NBC Sports podcast Instagram page.
Oh, you just flexing right
now.
They're
the Celtics. I swear to God, they're Celtics. And I'm like, yo, I get more views than them. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
right.
And I put out way more than them. So like, they'll have one that has like 100,000, but I'll have 10 that has like 10,000.
Right.
And I'd rather have that.
Come on, man.
I'm sure, like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, bro, I'd rather just keep putting out more content instead of one guy who has one clip, like we were saying, with 1 million, and then they never put out shit ever again.
Right.
I'm consistently putting out shit that has 10,000.
That's 10,000. It, man. And you have a loyal base.
Yeah, and even me, I love Adam. I don't want to say loved, but I liked him a lot when I was a kid. Adam Sandler.
Yep.
And now I'm like, why does he keep getting a Netflix deal? His movies kind of suck. But like you say, he's shown that consistency.
He has consistency.
You're going to get a movie.
You're going to get
a movie. Someone's going to like it. He's going to bring in some numbers. They can trust him.
They can trust him, man.
Yeah.
They can trust him. And when you get to that point, that is, you can't quantify something like that, man. You really like, you got your guys like, Tony Hawk, Chris Rock, Adam Sandler. These are people that are staples. They're gonna give you content. They're gonna give you consistency. That's kind and I want that longevity. I want that type of career. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, man, that's what you're into it right now. So like, the other world, how the hell did you get into acting in the first place?
Yeah, man. And that's something that like it's been kind of growing. I just wrapped up some improv classes. I start next week clown class.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's all part of method acting and physical acting and stuff like that. So
so you be ready for whatever's thrown at you.
Exactly, you know what I mean. And it's helped me tremendously. Yeah. But acting kind of came about. It's been like a gradual thing. So I started out in theater, started doing theater, and then stopped right for a long time, focusing on music, and then most recently the Pepsi thing. I was in a Pepsi commercial this past January in support of the Super Bowl, Rookie of the Year, and whatnot. And I had an amazing time. You know what I'm saying? And so it's something that I've always been interested in. I've done a few things. I have a pretty decent portfolio. I was on the Travel Channel, Mysteries at the Museum. I've been in a Tyler Perry film.
Which one?
Medea's Witness Protection. Medea's Witness Protection. So I lived in Atlanta for a little bit, and that's where I started really getting a lot of activity. And then most recently, man, now I'm trying to get an agent. But even without an agent, I've been getting a number of callbacks, for commercials, VH1. So there's something there. I'm doing my thing, but I really want to hone in on the craft because, like, I don't want to just say like, yo, I'm an actor. Like, I really want to I really want to do this. You know what I'm saying? So
I wouldn't even get to that in the first place, especially if you don't have an agent. So you're just going to like casting.com, whatever. Like,
relationships, man. So one of my biggest mentors, she's so dope, man. Her name is Ava Gaudette. She's an actress. She's been on Ugly Betty, tons of movies and films, Netflix. She's just an amazing actress. She's from Rhode Island. And she's a triple threat. She's a singer as well. You know what I'm saying? And we met through my ex-girlfriend.
Shout out to the ex.
Yeah, shout out to the ex. That was the biggest thing. So we met through my ex-girlfriend and always maintained a relationship. Her and her husband are just amazing people. So she was the one kind of like being my acting coach. Like she also teaches a class and just giving me like a lot of game about the acting world. And then ironically, I like bowed down to her. Like she's such a great actress, but she was like, yo, Hope, like, honestly, like, you'll probably get more gigs than I do. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, there's not a lot of, black men that have a lot of range, black actors that have a lot of range in the New England area. So, I will say, you know what? Let me give you an exclusive, man.
Hey,
I'm in Goodburger too.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? So let me give you that. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Just did Goodburger too. So that was dope.
I'm sure you were networking your ass off there.
I mean, yeah. There was some other talented actors and things of that nature. Yeah, I definitely was. All those things are like all opportunities to meet new people.
Hell yeah, man.
I did background in the Whitney Houston movie. I played like a security guard or something like that. And I met another actress who did background, and she is amazing. She's like booking. But, that's why a lot of people, don't let pride get in the way, or don't let ego get in the way. When people say, oh, I did background, they're like, you were just like walking by. It's like, nah, like you're meeting other really dope actors and actresses. That's the real key.
So if you didn't do that, you don't think you'd have got the doors open for Goodburger?
No. Without question, man. Because like she connected me to some other casting opportunities, and it opened the doors for VH1. It opened the doors for some commercial stuff. If I hadn't met her, as a background, like, and we weren't like really, we weren't featured background. Like we were just waiting in
you were the random dude going to the bathroom.
That basically, but we would just wait. There's so much wait time on set and we started talking and we were just like, oh shit, we have some synergy here.
Yeah, it's crazy because shout out to Allie, Dolphin Fan of the Year. Yeah. She was in the Pepsi commercial for all the fans of the year for the Super Bowl.
Look at that.
And she said that they were there for 3 days. She was in the commercial for 1 second.
Oh yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. And then sometimes if you get a line like there's different levels. So you have background, featured background, then you have something called under 5, where if you have you have a line but it's under 5 lines. So you might just be like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or whatever. You get paid, but what have you. So I had an under 5 in the Tyler Perry film, right? I said, what was my line? Yes, this is the South, right? So it was my first speaking line. I do the movie. Year later comes, I move back to Providence. Me and my mother go watch the movie. I'm like, yo, mommy, I'm about to be in this. You know what I'm saying? They edited out. You see me, but they edited the line. They didn't need the lines. You know what I'm saying?
You lying motherfucker.
Yeah, right? You know what I'm saying? For real. So,
wasting my damn time.
Yeah, those are the things that you have to, that build your character, build your career, build your portfolio. So yeah, it's been dope. It's been dope. There's a couple things down the pipeline that I can't really share right now.
Yeah, of course, I'm sure. But you could talk about Goodburger?
Nah.
All right, cool. It's all good.
What I'll say
when you can, we'll come back and talk about it. We'll come back and talk about it. Yep. I'm sure we have vibes, plenty to talk about. Yeah. So doing all this stuff, being in a Tyler Perry movie, being in Goodburger, being in the Pepsi commercial, having a whole bunch of stuff we haven't even touched yet. Like we said, creator. Yeah. Book came out. Yeah. When you do all this shit, are you ever like sit back and relax and be, God damn, I'm doing way too much shit?
I don't know if I'm doing way too much, but funny enough, I am like being a little bit more smarter with my time. And as much as I work hard, I'm also creating space for leisure. Like I want to enjoy what I'm doing. 100%. Like I want to enjoy the fruits of what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? So
do you ever get to the point where you're doing this and you're like, you don't realize what you're doing in the moment? Because I feel like sometimes I can be at fault as that as well. I'm doing so much. You don't follow my personal Instagram right now because we just connected, but I'm always traveling, and people are always like, oh, are you excited for this? And when I'm traveling, I'm like, not really. Like I don't really like put in something like I'm just going to another place again. Yeah. And I don't think about after the fact. I take pictures with everything. Like I have so many videos and photos.
Keep doing that, man.
Yeah, man. And like I look back, I'm like, yo, I forgot I did that.
Right.
And looking back on it now, I'm like, oh, that shit is dope. Like I never talked about this in the podcast actually. I guess I'll exclusive for the EGpodthunder when you come in on. Yeah. I was in Vegas one time and I partied with Rob Van Dam for the entire weekend. I'm not sure if you know RVD, WWE wrestler.
Really?
I partied with him for 3 days in a row. And I forgot about it. I thought about it. I'm like, yo, I forgot I chilled the RVD for like 3 days.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, and it's so much shit. Like in the moment, I'm like, this is like I don't like. Honestly, he's actually one of my favorite wrestlers growing up at that as well. Yeah. But in the moment, you're just like, oh, this is just RVD. Like this is Rob. Right. And then you're like looking back on it, you're like, that was pretty fucking cool. Like who can say they partied with Rob Van Dam for a weekend in Vegas?
Not too many people. And I think it's important, man. Like what I will say, man, is like really try to be present with those moments. And like just enjoy it, like you know what I'm saying? Because like, yo, bro, you're doing some amazing stuff. Thank you, and man. I think a lot of times we're so fixated on what's next. You know what I mean? And for me, I've just like I was telling my brother, I was actually I have a draft of a tweet today. I was telling my brother, I was like, yo, man, I'm really living the life that I prayed for. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, like I'm doing my thing. I'm in such a great space. And so like I really want to like let that sink in, like resonate, enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Because like for the longest, and I don't want to get too deep, but for the longest I've been in survival mode. And so when you're in survival mode, it's like, what's next? I got to create this. I gotta create this next opportunity. So now I'm not in survival mode anymore. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying, I enjoy being on set. I'm really enjoying this new album that I'm about to come out with. I'm enjoying this new record I'm about to come out with. I'm enjoying being on your podcast. Like,
man, there's a good time so far, man. get to that point where you're having a good time.
Yeah.
Before that, during the struggles, during the survival mode times.
Yeah.
Were the times where you're like, yo, fuck this. I'm about to give up and just
1,000%. I did quit for 3 years. I did quit for 3 years. So I went to Atlanta. I had signed a production deal, and I thought I was on. I moved to Atlanta. I stayed in this studio where the first day I went there, I met Drake. Drake was recording his first album, Thank Me Later. He was recording in the A Room. Big Sean was there. Killer Mike, Sahada Prince. Like, we're all there.
You're like, I'm him.
I'm like, I'm up. I'm up, right?
Rhode Island, fuck you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm like, no, it wasn't that. Yo, you wilding right now. It wasn't that, but it was like, yo, Rhode Island, we here. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't work out, right? You know, and so I believe there are two things that.
And you're like, Rhode Island, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I'm coming back.
Yeah, and that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? I ended up coming back. What I look at that situation as a false positive. I thought I was gonna be up. I thought my life was gonna change, but it didn't quite happen. I came back and I was super depressed, and I stopped rapping. I stopped everything. Like, I went ghost for 3 years, and then I came back with a new project, and you know, I needed that time off. And I never looked back ever since.
So if you want me to ask you, so like, what went wrong? If you're gonna sum it off like in a quick story. So like, when you're in the, you know, not that many people can say they party with Robin Dam, and not that many people can say they were in a studio with Drake, Big Sean, Side the Prince.
I ate dinner with j.cole. Like, I'm watching Soul Train with j.cole. I'm having dinner with Billy Bob Thornton and Kevin Bacon.
That's crazy.
Like, on God in heaven. So
when people are saying dinner with Jay-Z or that $1 million, what do you say? You kind of did it. So what would you say?
I need the $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I need the $1 million.
The dinner with j.cole wasn't worth it. Give me that mill.
Yeah, give me the mill. Give me the mill. I think you know, in a nutshell, real quick, I just think that I wasn't prepared for the moment. It was the first sign of difficulty and challenge, and I folded. Simple as that.
So you don't have the content prepared. Like we're talking about that one viral moment. You're gonna have that viral moment, and then you weren't prepared to keep giving that production. Like an Adam Sandler, you don't have that keep coming up.
Exactly. I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared, and now I am.
And I think that's the thing people understand. It's like, you know, I'm not the big. It's probably the most I've ever talked about the success of the podcast so far.
Keep talking.
But it's like, you know, people are like, oh, it's not easy coming up with content. At all. So
it's hard.
I think I gotta say, I don't know if there's anybody else, but I think I have to be up there with the most consistent podcast around so far. Yeah, I've been dropping weekly podcasts. At one point, I was doing 2 podcasts a week with reels like every single day, and that shit is not easy. And I'm doing it all myself. I don't have a team. I do the reels. I do the thumbnails.
All by yourself.
Everything by myself.
Wow.
The mixer, the OBS is right here, the photoshopping, the Premiere. Everything I do myself.
I like it.
Yeah, man. Thank you. So it's like,
do you want to expand? Do you want to get a team or an intern or something?
100%. But like, thing is, I had this background in me since like middle school. I've always been to Photoshopping. I've always been into Premiere. So I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
But of course, I'd rather have someone doing it. But my mindset is, why would I pay someone off Fiverr this money and outsource it when I kind of like doing it when I'm bored?
Yeah.
And like, they're not going to see my vision.
Right.
So even if they're, you know, experienced in, you know, in their little skills, you know, give their little description of what they do, I still probably won't agree with it. I want to do it myself. Yeah. So that being said, like, I think I'm the most consistent, like one of the most, at least. I have to be.
Absolutely,
I have to be, man. So it's like,
you
know, I think I would always have those, at least the production. I'll keep coming up more reels. And like you said, you know, like, you're going to have to be prepared for that. You never know when you're going to hit. How about this clip blows up tomorrow, and then I have to keep putting up clips?
Right. Absolutely, man. You really have to be prepared. And I think now, I wish I had the mindset that you have right now. I just wasn't, you know, I just thought like, oh, I'm going to be on. I thought it was going to be a quick thing.
It was like the party against you, kind of like an NBA thing where someone makes it and then like they get the money, like, oh, let's go to the club tonight, let's turn up, I'm drinking, I'm doing this, and you kind of lost focus? Or
no, it wasn't even that. I was extremely focused. I think what happened was I thought the situation was going to turn out a certain way because of who I was, you know, being managed by and who I was around. And it didn't go the way that I had expected. And so it was the first time that something was out of my control and I didn't know how to redirect. So now, you know what I mean? For me, it's like now I know, you know, all right, so something didn't go your way. I'm prepared. You know, I know how to pivot and things of that nature, you know, but.
Were you thinking like, I got this Drake verse next?
And I was thinking some type of shit like that. Yeah, I thought I was
like, once I get it,
yeah,
I'm all
because
set.
what I was doing, I was writing for Pitbull. I did reference records for 50 Cent and Slaughterhouse at the time. Like I was in rooms with people with Justice League. I was doing writing camps and things of that nature. So I'm thinking I'm next. I'm gonna blow, and it just didn't work out that way.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So like, was there like ever a talk where they're like, "Yo, John, this isn't it," or they kind of just let you go? How's that process?
No,
going?
I quit and took my stuff and left abruptly.
How's that? Is that? I'm assuming that's a bad look.
It was a bad look. Yeah, it was a bad look.
Did you get like exiled from like stuff like that?
That's a good question.
Like, you get like blackballed?
I did. I think the attempt was there. I did get exiled from that sort of community because it was everyone went there. Kendrick, like any big artist that you know, T.I., Grand Hustle, they all went to this studio. And I you know, I was on the outside looking in. So yeah, but I think I'm also authentic. I had good intentions. I just, coming from the smallest state, I wasn't ready for that big limelight or that big experience. I mean, if I had to look back and talk about my younger self, I just wasn't ready.
So how, like, you know, up and coming rappers hearing this, even you looking back on it, how would you have changed that to prevented, you know, at least get a different outcome, prevented that?
Yeah, I would have took my lumps and would have asked more questions, be a little bit more inquisitive, utilize my resources just a little bit more because I had them there, but I was just like, yo, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Someone like you said you're into all those places.
Yeah.
Are like Drake, Kendrick, are they open to being asked questions? Like, can you even speak to them, or you have to go through somebody else? Or
if I was able to create some relationships, like I was cool. You know, I still am. I was cool with Sci-Hi the Prince, Yellow Wolf, Bob B.O.B. at the time. He was like smoking hot. We would be in the studio together. So I definitely had that access to ask them. Drake, I just remember like, so my manager was the one who was running the studio. He introduced me to Drake and Justice League. But yeah, I wasn't able to get that.
So it's like a stepping ladder.
Yeah.
Like you can't I can't just go up to Drake and be like, yo, what up, bro?
Nah, man. You gotta there's steps, there's levels to this. You know what I'm saying?
Why is that? So like, would Drake be like offended? Would he be like, why is this dude coming up to me?
I don't know if he was. You know, Drake doesn't strike me as a guy. I don't know if he would be offended, but it's not just about him. They're there to work on the album. There's such a time constraint. Like everybody's kind of like, you know what I mean. And you just don't want to, remember, I'm a fellow artist too. So there's sort of like this, you kind of have to.
Unwritten rule.
Yeah, you got to like maintain, like you don't want to come off too much like a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you want to create that distance where there's a level of respect. And so you don't want to, yo man, what's up? My name is Jon Hope, and you know what I mean? It just comes off a little
guy.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck is wrong with this dude? Yeah, so but it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, man. So what's your opinion on someone like, say, like with Drake, when he gets like, even that dude, well, he's on OVO, but someone like Smiley, or gets like a random artist, like say if you got a Drake verse,
yeah,
is it Drake's responsibility to keep up with you after you get that Drake verse?
No.
Or is it bad that Drake's using people? Well, if Jon Hope is hot right now and he reaches out to Jon Hope, yo, I'll give you a verse. You blow up, and then after that you're gone. Is that Drake's fault? Is Drake using you?
I think yes and no, but not in the way that's like malicious. I think, it's important. Every artist, but Drake is very good. Every artist, there's ebbs and flows. And so Drake is very good at getting next to the hot thing or identifying something that's on the come up, standing next to it, and it kind of reignites his,
he's irrelevant.
He's relevant, right? You know what I'm saying? But if you're an artist who gets that opportunity, you have to make sure that you follow up correctly, that your business is in order. You got something else in the canon. If not, you kind of become like almost like, what's the guy, Designer, when he had Panda. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really have anything to follow up after such a massive record, and Kanye stood next to him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I don't think it's wrong by Kanye or Drake to do that.
No, not at all.
Putting you on, and then
not at all.
Yeah, man. So like, yeah, I mean, what are they supposed to do? Like, they're keeping themselves relevant, or if not, they're gonna be irrelevant.
Exactly. Yeah. Nah, not at all. You got you know that's the name of the game. That's how you have a career.
Yeah. How does someone like Drake even find JB Blackboy? Like, how would he find a Jon Hope? Like, I didn't know who JB Blackboy was until Drake.
Yeah,
and I'm a big music guy. Then even like when 21 first came out, was it Sneakin'? Because that was a while ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know 21 at that point. And like Drake put him on to me, at least. And Drake's put on a lot of people on to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how does Drake find 21 before he blows up? How does he find these randoms?
I think one, it's he might have someone might bring like, yo, this is what's hot in this region. That might be a route. And then I think Drake is very intentional. So I mean, when you look on the internet has created such a level playing field. There are artists that we do not know that are touring the world, that have millions of views, right? Like
crazy.
It's just that's just the way it works. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has their own lane. So I think like Drake is really intentional about finding what's hot in these obscure areas, what's hot in Memphis, what's hot in like, Tennessee or Pittsburgh or something like that. You know what I mean? It could be someone on his team or it could be him, but I think for Drake, it's probably him.
It seems like it is.
It seems like it,
How can you have that many hits back to back to back to back? Unless you have the greatest recruiter of all time. Like recruiting someone and he do all his shit. And he must be paying that guy millions because goddamn, he is on fire.
Yeah, it happens like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think he also has ties in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? And speaking about Black Boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, his dad is from Memphis. I think he probably has like an organic ear to the streets over there. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I think sometimes you have to give credit to where it's due. Drake just has that ear. Like Drake, some people just have it.
Yeah.
What do you think makes Drake stand out? Like, it's not his lyrics. He's not a lyricist like, like a Lloyd Banks or like Eminem or something like that. Some crazy flows.
When he wants to, when he does those timestamp records, he goes off. The 6 a.m.s in Dallas,
6 a.m. in Toronto.
That's when he gets in his bag. But what I really think, to be quite honest, I think Drake is such a GOAT because his vulnerability is actually his strength. Like, you got to think about the landscape of hip hop. It's hyper masculine. Mm-hmm. Everybody, I'm this, I'm that, I'm tough, I'm whatever. Like, Drake has no problem saying I took a loss. Has no problem, like, when you think about a record like Marvin's Room, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about a girl who left him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that type of vulnerability, I think historically speaking, a lot of rappers don't explore that. It's hyper violent. I'm this, I'll whatever. And Drake's like, even when him and Chris Brown were beefing, and they had the video, he's like making fun of himself. Like, like he's like dancing and leaves Chris Brown to be the sort of victor or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of like the Eminem beef. Eminem always does that.
Right.
He gets on himself. What are you going to say about me?
What you going to say about me?
What are you going to say about me?
Exactly. And Drake does that very well because a lot of people feel that way, but they're afraid to say that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I just think he makes good music. I think he knows how to tap into an emotion that a lot of people are very afraid of.
Do you see yourself kind of like, I want to say modeling stuff, but use it as like you're using it as like film. You're studying it like, all right, this is what I can do to make myself better.
Yeah. That's actually, my for me, it's about being openly and brutally honest in my music and about my life experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you follow me, that I have, I've been in foster care. I've had a lot of different things, you know what I'm saying? And when I look back at a lot of my projects, they really are timestamps in my life, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, oh wow, yeah, I was going through this and I wrote about this. And I think that's why people connect with me. That's why people, and I don't romanticize, my thing is about hope, and I say, that hope shit, but it's not in a way that's looking at it through rose-colored glasses. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like, yo, you got to acknowledge that you're in a fucked up situation before you try to make it better. You know.
So for you, your lyrics are reality. Like you're not making stuff up just to make stuff up.
Nah. My lyrics are real life experiences, which is why there's such a gap in between the releases. I need to live life.
Yeah. So that being said, because you know I was in a situationship recently, and that like when you're doing that is tough because it's like with me, I say. For me on the podcast, especially when I have podcasts with girls, I'm definitely making shit up. Like I'll make stuff up by kind of improv. Like if there's something, I'll say some crazy shit just to say it, just to get them going. Kind of make the skit going. Like I do a lot of skits where like when girls come on and random stuff. And sometimes I'll say the only podcast I was like being like genuinely like emotionally in my feelings, stuff like that is my podcast with Brandon, my brother. It was like episode 50. I think it was episode 50. It was episode 50 and episode like 32 or whatever. Whichever ones with Brandon. That's just me and him. And I was like, all right, I'm not, joking around and stuff like that. Because, like I said, it is me a little bit. Obviously it's me turned up to like 100. So, but like, I'm not going to be at like the bar being like over the top like that. No. So, what I'm saying? So like obviously it's done for, comedic purposes. I'm trying to be funny or someone said something about sex. I'll say something crazy. Why not? Sometimes obviously I'm mixing reality in there. But for me, it's like I'm not always being honest. So if a girl's watching it, it's probably like, God damn, what the fuck? Like, what's she saying there? Like, oh, that's embarrassing. Or like the girl would watch and she'd be like, yo, you can't say that no more. You can't talk about sex. You can't do that. I'm like, well, I was doing this shit way before you. I'm going to continue doing it. It's for like, for comedy purposes, and just to make it funny and interesting. So that being said, do you ever have those thoughts when you're doing your rap? You're like, God damn, how about if my, future wife sees this or my girlfriend sees this or like my kids in the future, like when your daughter's older and she'd be like, what the hell, Dad? Why are you saying all this stuff? Like, does that ever come in your mind? You're like, God damn, I got to kind of be cognizant of what I'm doing here.
A little bit. I think, but in a strength-based way. Like I want my daughter to know what led up to her being born. You know what I'm saying? I want my like it's I'm cognitive of it, but not in the way that's like shameful. Like I look at each like this interview, any content, I look at it as a digital footprint.
Man, it's a journal, man.
It's a journal. Like I'm sure you already know that. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, I'm cognitive in that way. And I want my daughter, I want my family, like, to know like, yo, man, I really put it down because we live in a time now, like, especially for our parents who don't really understand the full scope of what we're doing. They know the newspaper, they know the radio, they know TV. And if we're not in all those mediums, they might not think we're successful. That's true. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so for me, I want my daughter, my family to know like, yo, we doing our thing over here. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we're not on the traditional mediums that you might be familiar with.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, Goodburger. But like that, even that man, it's like, I don't, like, even when people come up to me or like when she's saying stuff, oh, you said this. I'm like, sometimes I've done so many podcasts, it's probably like 200. I'm like, I don't even remember what I said.
Look at that.
But if I said it, I don't care. Yeah. I said it and I approved it.
I stand on it.
I stand on it, so whatever. Like, I'm like, okay, I was joking at that point. Or like, you got to understand, that was a joke.
Right.
Or like, oh, this is real. Obviously, like, I'll tell you, but I'm not going to say a joke and be like, hey, yo, John, bro, that was a joke. Like, either you get it or you don't get it.
You don't get it.
Either you get it or you don't get it. I'm not going to be like, yo, that was a joke, my bad.
Nah.
So, if that being said, I enjoy it. If I put it out, I approved it. Depends on what it is. It could be false. It could be fake. It could be a joke. But, there's so much stuff being said out there. I don't really like. Obviously, some wild shit. I can put it out. I'm not even probably gonna say it, but But man, I don't. I do think about it though. Like with the girls, I'm like, damn, should I put this out? Then people are like, bro, it's who you are. Like it's your comedy, it's your show.
Yeah.
If they're gonna like it, that's who you are. That's what you thought was funny. Right. If they don't like it, they can keep it stepping.
Right. That's it, man. Yeah. Because like you don't want to compromise who you are and what got you to this point. I mean, obviously, you want to be mindful, but you don't want to like edit yourself into the point where you that's not you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Have you ever said anything like where you regretted looking back on it, on a record or anything like that?
I'm sure I have. Like nothing like comes to mind, but I'm sure I'm probably like, something maybe about an ex or something like that. Like,
So he's the exes.
Yeah, well they say there's a I don't know what the saying is. It's like, never date a writer because you'll always I don't know. Like, I don't know. So it's just something about you never date a rider because you'll always be like, you'll live long or something like that. So,
yeah, because like they're talking about you, obviously. They're talking about you, obviously.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. I'll get it one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw that. Speaking of, it's popular now. Goddamn it. Drake says one thing he did regret talking about exes, but I'm like, I mean, that's how he is. That's how he blew up.
That's how he blew up. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. Speaking of girls, nothing to do with you, but if you're talking with a girl and she stabs you, does that mean she loves you?
Nah. What do you mean? Like physically stabs you?
Physically stabs you.
Yeah, nah, man. I don't want that type of love.
You don't want
man.
that? Nah. You don't want that toxic?
Nah, wait, man. I'm done with toxic, bro. Nah, come on, man. Rub my feet. You know what I'm saying? Don't fucking stab me.
I don't know, man. I've heard people on the podcast said it before. They're like, yo, she stabs me, she's the one. That means she loves me.
Yeah, nah. You can have that. I'm cool. I'm cool, bro.
Man, I don't. This is a quote from you, actually.
Okay, talk to me.
Don't love unless you expect pain. So, I mean, stabbing is pain.
Stabbing is pain.
Stabbing is pain,
Oh,
though.
shit. I did say that. Yeah. I don't know if I want that kind of pain, man. You know
He's like, all right, I regret that line.
I regret that line. Straight like that.
So I'm a person where I'm actually not. I'm like that. I don't want to love because I don't want pain.
That's healthy. It's not. It's unhealthy.
Man, bro. Like, what kind of pain were you talking about when you said that line? You talking about like heart, like stress on you, or you talking about like physical pain? What pain were you talking about here? So don't love unless you expect pain.
I was talking about hardship. Right, like again, you know, for me, it's like don't romanticize the situation. Like, you know, 50 Cent talks about we pray for success, but we don't pray for the jealousy, the envy, the stuff that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, if you want to love, you know, to love somebody is to love them wholeheartedly with their flaws, things that might trigger you, things that, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by the pain. If you love your career, if you love, you know, you want to be better at a particular sport, you expect to wake up, you know, 4 a.m. and, you know, put that work in. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Like the pain of the hard work. Yeah,
man, because I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
But I don't understand, like, the people who want, like, they're bored and they start a fight. It's like that type of pain. It's like the heartbreak pain. It's like, bro, I'm too old for this shit. When I was young, I never understood that shit. When I have like friends who they're fighting 24/7, it's like, why are you going back to this shit?
Yeah,
and like,
man.
bro, like I was like talking to someone. It was constant fights, and I'm like, yo, I'm done with this shit.
Yeah,
I don't want to. I'm not. You don't love me. Like loving me is not wanting to fight when I get home. It
shouldn't be that hard.
Trying to stab me. It's like, bro,
yeah.
I'm done with this bullshit. I'm done with the toxic. I don't get the toxic. And like the toxic right now. People love toxic, bro.
People love toxic, and I think they're confusing the trauma bond. They're confusing the intensity of the makeup, you know, the makeup sex as love. And it's like, nah, man, if I gotta do all this just to feel good, like, nah, you can keep it. You know what I mean? Like,
so you don't agree with Future. He says, I need a toxic bitch because I know the love she gives.
Yeah, see, you see what I'm saying? Like, so he ain't right with himself. You know, shout out to Future. I fuck with Future, but you gotta be right for yourself. Because if you right with yourself, you ain't gonna tolerate that shit. You know what I'm saying? And yo, full disclosure, man, I was in situations like that. Like, you know, and it took me a minute to recognize, like, yo, this is not it, man. So I do not advise that shit to anybody.
Ratchet as fuck.
It's ratchet as fuck.
Yeah, for real.
Man. Nah, I don't get it either, man. Like the toxic shit, I'd rather be by myself. I'd rather be by myself.
See what I'm saying?
Bro.
And that's the thing. A lot of people stay in those situations because they can't and will not want to be by themselves.
A lot of people cannot.
Yeah.
Bro, I travel by myself. People are like, how do you do it? I'm like, I'd rather do that than travel with someone and fight 24/7.
Fight 24/7. You ever been on a vacation fight? They're the worst.
The worst,
bro. They're the worst.
You guys just pay $6,000 on your credit card to go travel in a different country.
To fight when we could afford for free out here. You know what I'm saying? On Reservoir Avenue, man. Fuck out of here.
We could have went to Nara, bro. We fought outside real quick. Yeah. But I don't like. But thing is, it's so people and piss off even more. Girls are like, I don't like toxic. Yes, the fuck you do.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Big cap.
I don't get it. I don't, bro. I just, you know, you said you're a little bit older. You can school me. Is it ever worth it?
No, it's not, man. And I think we are just like, here's the thing. Again, if you're not right with yourself, healthy is gonna look boring. Right? Like if someone comes at you in a healthy way, you're gonna be like, man, I don't want this shit. That's why people want to get stabbed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, what about like, why don't we just chill and, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, go travel or something like that. And people will look at that as boring. Yeah, man. Boring.
I think I've run into that sometimes as well. Like, cause I'm a pretty laid back dude, man. Everyone knows for the most part. Yeah. I don't like to fight. Nah. And it's like, but sometimes I feel like that's what I'm missing with girls sometimes, where it's like they get bored. Say if they weren't gonna start a fight with me, I know you're trying to start a fight, and I'll sometimes be like, all right, I don't care. Like I don't have enough energy in me to fight with you. Yeah. So if you want to fight, I'm not gonna fight back. So sometimes I come back with logic, and they're like, what? Or sometimes I'll be like, if I do fuck up or whatever, I'll be like, you know, I thought about it. That was my fault, my bad. And they were like, wait, what? That was it? Like, you're not gonna fight back with me? Like, no, that's my bad. And then like you can see in their face they want to fight back. And they weren't expecting that response. Right. They were expecting like a fight back. And I could see it. I'm like, oh, hell.
They want to play in that mud,
bro.
Man. I'm telling you, man, there's so much power in surrendering or being silent. Like just being like, all right, cool. You got that. Like, I'm not going to rumble with you. Like you might send that toxic text and I'll be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, no answer. And they're like, wait, what?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That hurts. That stings because they want to wrestle in the mud. So I am done with playing in the mud, man. Like, don't come at me with that bullshit. Go somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And like, did it take a while for you to get to that point?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I had a very, everything we're talking about right now in this segment, I went through it and I realized like it was me. I was abandoning myself. And like sometimes you think you could love your way, love a person to change. You know what I'm saying? Some people are who they are and you just got to keep it, you know, you got to focus on yourself. So I started pouring into myself, man. And best decision I ever made, because like, here's the thing. What people fail to realize is that one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make in life is choosing your partner. Like you can make the case of the trajectory and the kind of life you're going to lead by who you choose to be with. For me, and it's like, it's not just emotional, but physical. Like after I left my situation, I naturally have high blood pressure, right? So I work out and stuff like that. I went for my checkup and my doctor was like, yo, what are you doing? Your numbers are down. You know, keep doing what you're doing. Like you're eating right and da-da-da. It's because I got out of that situation.
Bro, it's crazy.
Like that's real shit.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy because like, you know, I'll be going to gym too and shit like that. And I've been on, I don't know why, I've been on like this Prime Kick, the Logan Paul energy drink.
Okay. All right.
I think they're good or whatever. And I was drinking them. I'm like, nothing was ever wrong. Yeah. And during that situationship. And then like, I was going crazy at that point, bro. And I never like that. I'm like, yo, this shit is nuts. Like,
it's not it.
Everyone's like, bro, leave.
You got to go.
Yeah. And then like, bro, my heart was racing one night. I had it before I went to the gym.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, my heart's racing. My heart never races. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Oh, maybe it was that Prime. I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll chill. Next morning, heart still racing. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah. For like 2 days, I went to Coachella. The show was still racing. Like Saturday night, Coachella, it stopped. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Got a text from that girl. Yeah. Started racing again. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, I'm like, it's her. It's her.
It's her, man.
Bro, the minute I saw the name, I was like, oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, and people don't understand that type of impact that people can have on you. So like for real, like one of the biggest choices you'll ever make in your life is who you choose to be with, man. Real shit.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. And yeah. I'm gonna get stabbed after this.
You better watch out.
This part might get edited out. Yeah. I don't know.
Hope said.
Damn. What was I gonna say to you after this? I'm thinking about what she's gonna do when she sees this. Yeah, I'm nervous. Yeah, man. Yeah, so toxic is not for you. Toxic is not for me as well, man. You get kick rocks, and I think. Wrap this segment up. Yeah, I think. Sometimes I get boring sometimes, like in that aspect. They're like, oh, this kid's not gonna fight, and then I feel like sometimes I lose people. It's like that, but I'm like, you know what? It's a blessing in disguise because that's what you want. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, I'll fucking go travel somewhere.
They're
else,
doing you a favor.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? They're doing you a favor. So yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's what I was gonna say. So you're talking about, you know, when people so you've kind of felt that. I see in your song too out here where you talk about people when you're doing so much stuff. You think you're trying to help out the community. Do you still feel like that hate, kind of like the Nipsey Hussle thing, where he was doing everything for his community, and there's still people hating inside of his own community. You ever feel that sometimes, where you're like,
nah. For me, I think. Again, man, part of me being in this new frame of mind, man, I've been focusing on the love, bro. Like, those are like, there are certain like tropes, as you come up that, like when I was younger, earlier in my career, the haters. And some of that stuff can be even just imaginary, but now, man, I focus on the love. I go where I'm tolerated, where I'm celebrated. Like, I don't really have, I have an amazing foundation, the Hope Scholars Initiative. The people that I work with, the people that I have partnerships with, they're all in line, lockstep about, helping the community out and developing young people. So I don't really run into that. Nah.
Yeah, man. Do you think people focus on the past too much? I have a lot of people, I feel like, even family members, where it's always the past. So I run into people and they're like, bro, that '08 Saints team, bro, we were fire. It's like, bro, that was so long ago.
Yeah, fuck
and I continue
that.
talking about the past, and that's positive. Never mind negative stuff. A lot of people just talk about stuff in the past. It's like, bro, you're not gonna, get better and get over the past, that past trauma if you continue talking about it. And people are so stuck in the past and negativity. People love seeing the negative shit.
Yeah.
And I hate it. I'm the same way. I don't listen to negativity and even like family drama. And I'm like, why do you care so much?
Yeah.
Like, someone's talking like, why are you giving your energy to that? Like, I'm giving myself energy to, like, right now, build a relationship with you, just me and you. And
I'd rather talk,
positive things, man. Like, hearing dope shit, hearing you doing Goodburger, someone from Providence, being in a movie, getting better. In the studio with Drake, man, that's positive action. But that shit's fire. Like, hearing these kids getting D1 offers. My boy Angel going off this year at UMass Dartmouth. Man, shout out Angel, bro. You know Angel?
Nah,
shout out Angel,
out,
bro.
Though.
Shout out Angel,
shout
bro.
Out Angel, though. He winning.
Yeah,
man.
All these people. I love having conversations like this instead of like coming over. Oh, you heard about what John did, bro?
Yeah,
some crazy shit. But you didn't hear about it?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, why are you even giving yourself that toxic energy? So, like, what's your thoughts on people? Like, do you think that's too much of a focus nowadays, like the negativity and the toxic and like the positive, the negative bullshit?
Yeah, 1,000%, man. And I think like it's, man, I don't know why, but this is a sign, man. Because I'm telling you, if you look on my Twitter today, I literally just said, hear me out. How about a website? And let me know what you think. How about a website like World Star Hip Hop that promotes positive, dope, fly, uplifting shit?
Yeah.
Like when you go on World Star, and I'm not trying to like sound holier than thou or I'm like above it or whatever, but I'm just like, we consume this shit. Someone dying, a bullet, a train coming through someone, someone's house. Like it's all negative, death. We're consuming all this stuff. So what do you think is gonna happen? Like, for me, it's like, all right, what's the antithesis? Like, I think we put too much stock in, I think we need to change our mindset about being positive. I think society looks at being positive as like taboo, like as like some type of like.
Yeah, man, 100%. I agree, because it's wild, because on Twitter, all you'll see is people trying to get LeBron James to be a cheater. Recently, I'm not sure the past weeks, like LeBron this, LeBron, yes, Jules, and people keep talking about that. But right underneath you, real quick, I'm gonna post up. Is no one's talking about this though? I'm not sure. Oh, I messed up right there.
He gave housing.
This right underneath us,
right
here.
Yeah.
This LeBron James I Promise program recently opened an affordable housing complex it built for families in Akron that features 50 apartments with modern amenities. Nobody's talking about this shit.
No one's talking about
Nobody's talking about
this. Like, think
this.
about that, man. You know how many lives he's changing? Like, just through that, like, because the thing is, man, if you're able to go to school and not have to worry about a roof over your head and where you're going to eat and what you're going to eat, you're going to perform.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's taking care of that basic need, like, and there's nothing corny about that. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, I think people look at positivity like it's this corny thing, or like it's like, run up on LeBron James. He'll beat your ass. Like, it's not like he a sucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't no sucker, but it's like you can still have like your masculinity and still be strong and not seem weak, but be positive. Like, and so that's the type of time I'm on. Like, I really just tweeted that. I was like, yo, what if there was a website instead like WorldStar where people can come on and just click on positive shit, like dope shit. Like, let's reinforce and pour that type of energy instead of like, yo, this one died. How many rappers have we lost in the last year?
Yeah.
To 2 years. Think about that.
It's nuts.
It's nuts. Like, this is the only genre that this happens to. No country artist, no pop star. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we consume so much death and negativity. It's like, man, you know, I'm all about the positivity, man, in a very, very strong way.
Yeah, and I'm the same way, man. That's why I try to have uplift Rhode Island,
real
and
shit,
trying to put people on there because I feel like no one's doing that. It's always like the negative shit. It's kind of funny though. Even like when I post like those kind of clips, they don't get as many views as other ones sometimes. It's like,
isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
Isn't
like,
that crazy?
It's
man?
crazy. It's
yeah.
weird. It's like I don't understand why people don't want to see like the more positive shit like that LeBron shit. No one ever talks about his school. I Promise school.
Like, think about
Ever,
that school.
bro. Ever. And like he's sending kids to college for free. But
you go on WorldStar, or if you go on, people will talk about someone dying over a pair of Jordans.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
How do you think, I know you're in the community a lot, so how do you think that gets better amongst, our community?
Mindset shift, man. And that's a tough thing, man. It's not going to be overnight, but if we can have, that's why I'm saying, like, make philanthropy cool, make being positive cool. Like, yo, think about like this, man. You see a lot of people, yo, I'm a real one, man. I went to jail, and you know what I'm saying, I did 5 years, and nobody, I didn't snitch on nobody. Like how about, yo, I'm a real one, I just graduated from college or high school. Like, I'm a real one, I just bought a piece of property. I'm a real one, I got stock in Tesla. Like those are the type of things that we should, champion as being real.
Yep.
And I just think that the mindset in our community is like, we need to engage in self-deprecating behavior to be seen as real.
Yeah, man. A quote from you, a lyric. It's easy to pull a trigger, but it's not easy to move your mom out the hood.
Facts.
So you think that's something that should be more, like you said,
more of that,
man. You don't hear people like that. You hear all the negative shit. My mom did this to me. My mom did that to me. It's like, bro, another quote. I was, playing devil's advocate in this aspect right here. Yeah. You said that, where is it right here? You said, blah, 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 blah. Hope needs hope. Hood needs hope. Streets want that advice. I'm gonna say, but do they really? Do they really? I feel like sometimes you talk to people, it's even like the same old like athlete thing, where it's the athlete knows they have skill. You talk to the athlete, bro, you need to get your grades up. You're giving them that advice, and they're still like, you know what? I'm that good. I'm going to get an offer no matter what. And then they don't get that offer.
Yeah.
You're giving that advice, but then they're not taking it. Like, do the streets really want that advice, do you think?
I think people will respect your advice if they know that you've been through it. I think if they see the results, because, I ain't gonna front, like, there's some people that try to give me advice when I was younger, but I'm like, yo, I'm doing better than you. You know what I'm saying? But I also think though, the whoever, let's say that recruiter, if we're going with that example, that recruit, they have to have the mindset and the openness to receive it. Some people, they don't want to.
Yeah. But,
that's why I think it all starts with mindset, so.
Yeah, it's just that, definitely mindset. It's definitely me, like you said, it's not going to be easy, trying to give the hood hope, because, you run into that all the time.
So much there's so many things that are working against that. So I get it. But I just think that now more than ever, we have a lot of frames of reference and a lot of representation. Like LeBron James, he come from Akron.
Yeah.
He come from them trenches, man. Like, you know what I mean? So that's a representation. But I also think, like, we don't need to put too much stock in like a LeBron James, like your neighborhood dentist, your like someone who's doing well within your community, right? Like, because then it becomes this thing like, oh, if I don't make it that far, then I'm a failure.
Yep. We got one right here to my left right here, my guy, John. So, like, what made you said you're a foster child? I did not even know that.
Yeah.
So what made your mindset change? Because, you could have had a completely different trajectory at this point.
Yeah.
So, like, what was that, like, moment of, like, that moment you're like, all right, I could have went down this path, but I'm going down this path instead. And giving those kids hope who weren't, like, foster child kids or anybody in the hood. You said, instead of LeBron they can be Jon. So like, how could they be there? What was that mindset in that moment that changed your life?
It was a couple things. First, hip hop. Hearing songs of artists that had similar experiences. I thought I was the only one that was going through what I was going through. Two is, St. Ray's. I was living in the projects, and from 8 to 2, I would see something different. So I knew that there was something more than my current situation. And so that sparked my interest. And I had a lot of amazing friends from Saints. I would go to their house and I'm like, oh shit, they're eating like a full meal, or like they're driving this car, or they don't have to worry about this. You know what I'm saying? So like it would be things like that. Like my curiosity was like my biggest weapon, So like for me, it was just the ability to be like, what's behind this? Or like what's this? So I think that helped me. And then I just had a good amount of people that saw something in me, and they wouldn't let me go by the wayside. So it was those three things. You
think there was ever times where like, the negative stuff was kind of pulling you in, and you had to push it to the side?
Yeah, definitely. I got some friends and some people that I grew up with that they went a different direction, and there were times where I was definitely considering it. I remember coming. I was in 6th grade, and I came to school with a bag of sugar, trying to sell that shit because I thought, you know what I'm saying?
Trying to scam some people?
Yeah, I was trying to scam some people because I thought that was the way to go. You know what I mean? So I definitely, it wasn't easy. I wasn't always like this, but yeah, I remember coming to school with a bag of sugar trying to get a couple dollars. You know what I mean? You do the math on what I was trying to do.
So at that point, what makes you not do it? So you said like you had, person A saying like, do what are you doing, or you like, or do you have that perspective to be like, wait, what am I doing? Like, was there someone who kind of
it was
forced it out of you?
Yeah, it was a little bit of both, man. I think like again, it was the exposure. I saw something, and then I had friends that we were all fixated on basketball. My immediate crew, like we all worked out, we all trained. And so like we started seeing the results of that hard work. And so the more you see it, you're like, all right, I want to lean into this. So that's what it was. I had like a core group of friends that we all had the same mindset. Like, yo, we're going to get up out of this.
Yeah, man, that's what's up, man. It sounds like LeBron.
Yeah.
It sounds like LeBron.
It really was. You know what I'm saying? Man. It really was like that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. A couple of quotes here to end off on your lyrics. You said, charge it to the game. You still feel that way? You got to charge everything to the game?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it's important to remove ego and pride, because when you take your losses, when you take your L's, it's easy to feel like you took a loss and feel like vindictive, and you want to be revengeful, especially if someone did something wrong to you. You have to charge it to the game. Just means radical acceptance. You gotta accept that this happened for you, not to you. And so what are the lessons in this? But a lot of times we don't get that far. A lot of people, something happens to you, I'm gonna get my get back, and then you end up going to jail, you throwing your life away, or whatever the case may be. So when you charge it to the game, what I'm saying is like, say someone cheats on you, you're in a relationship, charge that shit to the game. How many situations have we seen? Yo, this star athlete shot his girlfriend, killed this one, strangled it, now he's in jail. Charge that to the game, bro. What happened? Accept it, eat it. It hurts, but redirect, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But charge it to the game means radical acceptance. Accept that situation. You can grieve, do what you got to do, but redirect, bro, because the blessing comes from is coming down the block.
Yeah, man. Like you said, Mark Cuban's someone I listen to a lot as well. Yeah, he has so many more failures than successes, but no one talks about the failures. So he just charged that shit to the game. He failed. He could have been like, yo, I'm a failure. But nope, he learned lessons from, like you said, he's a multi-millionaire now. So like you said, man, like, he could have easily been like, fuck this, and worked at McDonald's or something. Or
Isn't that crazy?
It's nuts.
Here you go. I'm going to give you one more. I'm just going to say this. It's funny you brought up Mark Cuban
and
Jon Hope in the same sentence. That's all I'm gonna say. Remember this day, and you're gonna text me
Father's Day 2023,
and you're gonna call me, and you're gonna remember what I told you. Mark Cuban and Jon Hope. Totally fine. I can't believe you brought that up.
We'll get an exclusive whenever he's available to talk about it. We'll get that immediately. We'll get a phone call. We'll get a StreamYard stream out there. I'll bring the shit to his house.
So God in heaven, man. That's so funny you brought him up. But yes, you are right.
Yeah, man, I love Mark Cuban because you never people like that. I love to listen to. Yeah. Because like, bro, they went through it and that's like a different struggle. People are like, oh, they had it made. Oh, that it must be easy for them. I'm sure you get that too now. Yeah. Oh, it must be easy. Now you made it.
Nah.
It must be easy.
This is years of hard work. I think we get so fixated and infatuated with the end result, but you're not seeing the years, the tears, every emotion. Like it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Yeah, man, it's a lot. This is you too. You said root of all disappointment is expectation. Mm-hmm. Do you have expectations? You said lots of years of hard work to get here. So are you doing it by month, week to week, or are you doing just building up to a one moment? Or do you have that now do you have a goal for 2025? Or you're like, I want to do this, but is that kind of expectations?
Well, it's more it is a set of expectations, but it's based upon the consistency and the work that I've done that I know what results can look like now. You know what I'm saying? When I said that, I'm saying don't expect things from people. People change their mind. People are, human beings are, we are who we are. So I manage my expectations around people. But, in terms of myself, creating certain outcomes, I do believe that hard work and consistency can deliver a positive result. So I expect a positive result because I'm going to put the work in.
Yeah, man, that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you said you can't trust people. We'll have expectations of people and stuff like that, bro. And that's why marriage, I don't know, marriage seems tough. Bro, I'm trusting this person. She can change at any moment.
Yeah,
she can change at any moment.
Real shit, man.
And it's like, you're putting all your expectations in that basket. And don't get me wrong, I want to find love and be with somebody, but it's like, that moment I can put everything for you, and then I'd be heartbroken. Then it's like, what do I do? Then you get that mold, but you kind of just throw everything away, anything like that, drop of a dime.
Right.
It can throw you off, and that's why it's for me, kind of has to be a perfect one. And there's the last thing you said here. Shorty caught the vibe. She fell in love with an artist. Does that happen to you often? And you're like, oh shit, Jon Hope.
Yeah, I mean,
can I get that date?
Yeah, I think that definitely happens where people, again, they see the shiny toy. They you know what I mean. They see what I present, and they don't know that I work hard. This morning I went to the gym. You know what I'm saying? And I put in work. I did what I needed to do before I came here. You know what I'm saying?
Do you ever have that moment though? I guess where I was saying shorty caught the vibe. She fell in love with an artist. So do you ever feel where you're like, damn, I worked my ass off for this? Like you said, it's been years.
Yeah.
Do you ever get someone you're like, damn, I don't want to be a simp right here? Do you ever think girls are coming after you for money wise or fame?
I think there's part of it. Yeah, I'm sure people. Yeah, there's people come at me for ulterior motives, but I'm at a space now where I can kind of filter, and figure out what it is. Yeah. And I'm not mad at it. If I know that that's what you want, then we're just gonna be doing what we do. You know what I'm saying?
You sound like a slut.
Basically, you know what I'm saying? So,
no, that's what I was trying to get at. It's bro, I worked my ass off. It's I don't want to believe you, and then I'm getting conned. I think I have a good I can have radar being able to tell me all right, this girl wants this. But it's tough though. It's you never know because some people are actresses.
Yes.
And you're no, wow. Even I saw Tyrese talking about the other day where he got conned by this girl for 5 years and took his money and stuff like that. And it's
man.
I'm sure he didn't think he was getting conned. I'm sure he was yo, she loves me.
Yeah, it'd be like that, man. Yeah. It'd be like that. That's why you really have to be secure with yourself and don't just jump at the first sign of everything being good. How are they when things are not good? You know what I'm saying? That'll show you the character.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
So, it's a rough game out here.
Vicious. Savagery.
Oh my, it's tough.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
It's tough. And then y'all here thinking you're making. Would you ever be Zion? Bro, he was buying her red-eye flights for the next day.
Yeah, man. I don't think I would be. I know I wouldn't be that, but shout out to him. If that's what he's, you know what I'm saying, he's into.
Some people are like, bro, that's nothing to him, but that's still something.
Yeah.
That's still something.
It's still something, you know what I'm saying? Just not for me. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not for me.
I don't think it could be for me neither.
Yeah, nah.
Me either. Even if I'm a multi-millionaire, billionaire, like I see Shaq with Brittany Renner the other day, I'm like, oh boy.
Shout out to him, man.
he's like, bro, he be buying mom's computers at Walmart. That's nothing to him. I'm like, oh, yeah, good point.
Shout out to him, man. That's all I can say.
Do you have any role models like you look up to, like so that you growing up or anything like you aspire to be or you saw and you kind of use that as like a mold?
Yeah, you think like you saying within entertainment
Terms,
or just?
I mean, you do so much different shit. We haven't got to like half of it here. We can do a part 2, but like wrapping up like just like the creator content, like your mindset, and then like where you mold yourself after.
Nipsey Hussle, just the way he's been like he was able to galvanize, like people was the commodity. You know what I'm saying? Like he was able to develop a system, a career. Ecosystem around inspiring people, and that's kind of that's how I look at. That's the trajectory that I want to go towards even further because he's not with us anymore.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. You said Nipsey. I thought about a clothing line as well.
Yeah,
and you also got a clothing line.
Yeah,
one of the many things he does right here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna when I talk about how did you get started with that? Is that like something you're still focusing on right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on some new designs. I'm doing some collaborations. But yeah, I think right now it's the music. I'm just super excited to get back into that because, the clothing line came about, as a result of the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? And, I was like, oh man, what am I going to do? Cause I was actually in the middle of touring from my last project and that everything shut down. So I was like, yo, what could I do? And so Hope Signature Collection is something that people gravitate towards. I've put out merch before, but it was definitely like music centric. And I just wanted to, again, I was inspired by Nip and I wanted to put out something that, kind of was extended beyond me. Like, it's just hope, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's something that we all need and want.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. It's right underneath you right here on the website.
Yeah.
We have so much to touch upon. I'm not sure what time you have here, but to finish this podcast off, this hour and 20 we've been going for, it doesn't even feel like it.
Wow, really?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
oh my God.
Flying by.
Yeah.
To end this one off on,
sure.
If your biggest hater wrote a book about you, what would the title of it be?
Wow. If my biggest hater wrote a book about me, what would the title be? It would be, holy moly.
You can get some time. We can cut this part out if you need some more time to think about it.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a good, introspective question.
Yeah, man, that's a good question. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even focus on the hate, so I wouldn't even know. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's another one right there.
Yeah.
That's another one right there. So, yeah, man, there's a lot. Oh, new project coming out. So it's not on the part 2 if we do a part 2.
Yeah.
Boom, right here. So, yeah, project coming out. It's dropped Wednesday. So it's been released for 2 days. Mm-hmm. So you want to play anything like here? I know we had talked about it beforehand.
Yeah. We could play the song. It's called Dells. It's the first single off my project. Not going to tell you the name just yet, but the name of the song, the single right now is called Dells. It's produced by Danny Got the Juice and it's featuring Tony T.
Let's get it, baby.
Yeah.
And this podcast off right. Make sure you go support my guys on every music platform. I presume Spotify, Apple Music.
All that. But you could also just go to jonhopepvd.com.
Let's get it, baby.
All right, so this is Dells. Yeah, I don't think you're ready for this, bro.
You can go over some stuff for like any key points of it, but we can talk about that after.
Are you ready for this?
Let's go, man. I can't wait.
keys in the car. Not really sneezing, but God bless. Haters, they getting exhaust. They thinking they dream was so far-fetched. My niggas, we peas in the pod. We run in the streets and we hard press. Impossible something we digest. Impossible something we digest. Whether sunshine or the moon spark, it's a vibe lit. Got no wings, watching time fly, this is timeless. Lipstick, blowing loud smoke, something harmless. You approach me looking so fly, something braless. I'm geeking. Secrets I told you, you bringing me comfort, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm making it vocal, my soul that it knows you, and it owes you. From the time and the effort that's paid, the first and the fifth and the seventh of days. You fucking me good, you touching my brain. I can't find the words, they're getting away. You got it, like it, glow. Love it, like it, slow. Ride a wave, watch it flow. Will it stop? That's a no, that's a fact. Ain't no cap, mix it good. Watch me pour, what the splash in your cup. Every drop, sip it slow, slow.
It's fire. Fire, bro. Good ass summer vibe too.
Right? First day of summer's Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Perfect.
I pour.
Bro, that shit's fire. Perfect summer song, baby.
Yeah.
And I see the Rhode Island reference, obviously, with the Devil's Lemonade. Is that the reason why you did it? With the Devil's Lemonade to give Rhode Island a shout out?
Rhode Island, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That shit dropped today, baby. Go support him. JohnHopePPD.com.
Yeah.
Get that love and support. Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere.
Everywhere, man.
Subscribe, retweet,
yes.
share, baby.
Dells.
Hey, man. What is that? What should we expect from the album? Is that like the vibe of the album?
Nah, actually, man, it's very introspective, but you know, I wanted to do something that was different the first go round. You know what I'm saying? The first presentation, it was like I never really had like a summer record or like a vibey record, you know what I mean? And I wanted to, you know, when I wrote it, I was just like, yo, this is dope. And you know, to see people's reaction from it, they're like, yo.
This shit's fire.
Yeah.
What was the motivation? That's just do something different.
Just do something different. It just came to my head, man. I had the melody. Shout out Danny Got the Juice. And Tony T, she delivered on the vocals, man. And it's a vibe, man. Everybody that I played it for, everybody that heard it, you know what I'm saying? Like people, it's just something that, you know, like I said, we set it off on the first day of summer, and it's just it's the song of the summer, baby.
Song of the summer. You guys gonna be
THS.
pre-gaming to Daytro with it.
Yes.
Hey, you guys get it, baby.
Straight
and
like
you know, anybody we should keep an eye on, being from Providence. Any up and coming artists you see that people should keep an eye on?
Yeah, man. There's Tony T. Tony T. She's an amazing vocalist, man. Super dope singer-songwriter, based out of Pawtucket.
Far.
She's dope, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's dope. So how'd you link up with her?
Yo, we actually met. She was at my show. I did a secret show, something called So Far. It's a private show that kind of goes on throughout the whole world. And I was on the bill, and she was in the crowd. And she told me she was from Rhode Island, and then I found out she could sing, and the rest was history.
That's fire, bro. Make sure you go check her out. She on Spotify, Apple Music,
Yeah.
YouTube, and everything like that.
Yeah.
And man, go give her a shout out. Make sure you follow my boy John. You got any last closing words for this pod right here, baby?
Man, just thank you for having me, and stay connected, man. And THS, baby, that whole shit, man.
Hey, THS. Make sure you go follow Jon Hope Instagram, his website as well, JohnHopePVD.com. Make sure you like, subscribe, send it to the moon. Make sure you follow your boy Explore FF on all social media, my travel adventures. I got so much shit coming up this summer. Fall time, Dolphin games, you already know the deal, baby.
Yeah.
And Celtics broke my heart. Hopefully the Dolphins help revive my heart. Got some big expectations this year. Are you a football guy?
More casual. I'm a basketball guy. Basketball guy.
Celtics?
Yeah. I respect the Celtics. I'm LeBron.
Well, big LeBron guy too.
Big LeBron guy.
I was hoping Celtics Lakers, but of course,
I know
did not happen.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Did not.
God damn it. Well, we got next year. the new CBA, I think it helps out the Celtics.
Yeah.
Because, it's kind of more of like a two-man team league now. So hopefully helps JB and JT out. And, hopefully LeBron keeps doing well things. Make sure you go check his I Promise School out. Fire. Positive news.
Yes, sir.
Make sure just like Rhode Island, send Rhode Island Uplift, Rhode Island Baby. Make sure you follow EGpodthunder all social media. Like, subscribe. Send us a moon. Get it, baby.